Good morning. I'm Keith Miller, president of Greenville Technical College. I want to welcome everyone for being here this morning to help us celebrate this very special occasion. You know, quite often when I'm out in the community at different organizations, attending different meetings, I will hear from leaders in business and industry about the training and education needs that they have in their particular business or industry. And in this particular case, I kept hearing something over and over again, and quite honestly, it kept getting louder. And that was the fact that restaurants, all the high-end restaurants that we're blessed with in Greenville, as well as the high-end hotels, needed more workers, entry-level workers, and more chefs. And Greenville Technical College was, of course, poised to be able to address that need. And at the same time that I was hearing that, I heard a lot of discussion about the needs of West Greenville, about quite honestly, the inequity of opportunities in West Greenville. On one hand, we have so many great restaurants, so many hotels in downtown Greenville, so close to West Greenville, but yet with the individuals, the people in West Greenville didn't necessarily have access to those opportunities. So when you think about those two needs, they really came together to provide what we're here to celebrate today. You know, it all came about, the pieces came together when I met Steve Navarro of the Furman Company, and he told me what he was doing in terms of developing PoeWest, which is the location that we're at today. And essentially, what we were able to do is create a facility to address the needs of the restaurant owners and hotel owners and management, at the same time provide more opportunity for the people of West Greenville. In other words, to increase their economic mobility. And then into the picture comes Ann Wright. In 2017, as vice president and director of the Greenville Technical College Foundation, Ann was instrumental in bringing all these pieces that I just listed together to make things happen, and so she certainly deserves a lot of credit. You know, the PoeWest facility opened in roughly the 1940s, and it served as a hardware and supply business for the textile industry. And then Diversified Systems, which is a company that created custom machinery, moved into this facility and after a number of years moved out. So the PoeWest facility, this area of West Greenville, for many years has served as a key factor in economic mobility. Well, it's time to make that happen again, for PoeWest to be a key component in economic mobility for the people of West Greenville. An organization that really made that happen was the Truist Foundation. So we are standing in the Truist Culinary and Hospitality Innovation Center, which is going to be the anchor for many of the services that will be provided in West Greenville. You know, things like this don't happen without many partners. Partners like the city of Greenville, like Steve Navarro and Furman Company, like Rick Irwin, like Will Huss and the Trail Corporation, and there's many others that will be recognized later in the program. But you know, another key component of this facility that helped bring it from the ground up, you might say, is the individual that is going to manage and oversee the operations of this facility, and that's Chef Alan Scheidhauer. Alan has been with Greenville Technical College for 26+ years. He was instrumental in developing our Culinary Institute of the Carolinas, which is based at our Northwest campus. He was very instrumental in overseeing the development and building, you might say, of this facility as well. So he has the energy, he has the enthusiasm to make this work, and I have no doubt will make it very successful. So I'm pleased to introduce at this point Chef Alan Scheidhauer. Alan.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. When I think about the culinary field, I think about how early I started, and it was 42 years ago that I decided as a young teenager that I wanted to be a culinarian. And I've been at it ever since, as Dr. Miller had just expressed. 26 and a half years with Greenville Technical College, developing the Culinary Institute of the Carolinas. And now I'm at my new baby here, which is the Truist Culinary and Hospitality Innovation Center here at PoeWest. Helping the community in building and facing skills and with the community and pathways, further education for culinary and service is the dream here. One of the blessed tools that I've had has been partnerships. As Dr. Miller has described, we've had several. We have had United Ministries, Mill Village Farms, Project Host, West Greenville School, several other community partnerships along with our neighbors here at PoeWest. My greatest point of pride has always been, as an instructor, is to see your students out in the industry. And now we're not only seeing the students in the industry, we're going to have our graduates that are in the industry come back and actually help teach us here at CHI. I simply cannot continue the success of CHI without the pathways of education for the Culinary Institute of the Carolinas. We're creating these pathways in workforce development so that people can get a job, people can be in industry, and our people in our community can learn as well. So I'm here to make sure this community has a place to learn professional, special interest, healthy cooking, and quality of life through food and service. And I'm privileged to have this opportunity. Thank you. I'd like to now introduce Ann Wright, our Vice President of Advancements with the Greenville Tech Foundation. Without Ann, there is no way we would have gotten this building developed. And I look forward to the future here at CHI. Thank you. Ann?
Thank you, Alan and Dr. Miller. I'm Ann Wright, Vice President for Advancement for the Greenville Tech Foundation. The foundation is a nonprofit governed by a local board of directors and community leaders. We serve the college and our students. That is why we exist. And in fact, we help students with scholarships as well as emergency needs. We also help the college with programs, equipment, special projects, and facilities like this one. Thank you, Dr. Miller, for having a vision and really seeing that that vision comes to fruition. Steve Navarro and Rick Irwin, as Dr. Miller mentioned, had things that they needed, and we listened. The college is always in a position to do that, and this facility is an example of that. At the time that they were sitting around a table, along came Dr. Jermaine Worrell, Vice President for our Learning and Workforce Development, and they continued to discuss what the possibilities could be, where at that time, West Greenville had over 10% unemployment and was within 2 miles of 120 restaurants and 16 hotels and counting. There was a lot to be said about picking up what the college had to offer in our short-term non-credit programming and putting it in a community so close to an industry in need and a community that could be strengthened by this facility. So when Dr. Miller asked me to head up the implementation of this vision, I jumped at it. This was absolutely a dream come true. And I had the very good fortune of immediately beginning work with Alan Scheidauer, who you just heard from. Alan is a master. He knew exactly what needed to be in this facility. It's very, very flexible. We can do a lot of things. We can do it for any number of constituents, whether it's the workers, the workplace. It could be a corporate training, team building, personal interest. It doesn't matter. We can do it all, thanks to Alan and his energy and dedication. We wouldn't be here today without all that we have just mentioned and many more of our dear friends, donors, and partners. I want to especially thank the City of Greenville and the Greenville Local Development Corporation, who we spoke with very early on as we were just beginning this project. And immediately we had the backing and the support of the city and our council member for this area, Lillian Brock Fleming, and the West Greenville Neighborhood Association. Everyone was so delighted with what we were about to bring. I'd also like to thank the Area Commission, which is the governing board of the college, as well as the Greenville Tech Board of Directors and our Greenville Tech Foundation staff. All of them were behind this from the get-go, and they helped connect us to many potential donors as well as partners, like Alan has mentioned. I especially want to thank the architects for this project, McMillan, Pasden, Smith, and Chad Cousins, the CEO, who is a foundation board member. As you look at this facility and come and experience it, you will see all the color, all the flavor of what the building was in its history. And it's so energetic, and it really does make you feel like you need to innovate, you need to create. So we thank you for that and for the great work of McMillan, Pasden, Smith. We also want to thank our general contractor, Trail Corporation. Again, you couldn't have a better company headed up by Will Huss, who is president of Trail and also the chairman of the board for the foundation, who understood exactly what the project needed to do, and in every step of the way saw to it that things were as they needed to be in order to do what we want to do for many years to come. And get a load of this, came in on budget, on time, in the middle of a pandemic. Pretty good, pretty good. I also want to thank those who have already named rooms in this facility. We have 2 classrooms, and they have both been named by John I. Smith Charities and the Daniel Mickle Foundation, 2 wonderful organizations who have supported the college and the foundation in many of our efforts across Greenville County for decades. We thank you. We also want to thank Bank of America, who supported our reception area in this facility, and also Lynn Faust, a foundation board member and a culinary friend, who named our conference room the Faust Conference Room. We thank you all for your gifts, which allowed us to be here. I would be remiss, though, if I didn't tell you there's still some naming opportunities out there. We have a grill patio, we have a server training lab, this culinary studio, as well as the teaching kitchen. So some naming opportunities yet for those who might want to visit us and consider them. Other contributors of note, Wells Fargo Foundation, the Priester Foundation, and Madry and Associates. We appreciate them all. It just wouldn't have happened without you. But we are here today in particular for a ribbon cutting, and there is a name on this facility, and we are here to thank the Truist and Truist Foundation for their support. We absolutely would not be here today were it not for Matt Giddens of Truist, who is their community development manager. And as soon as he heard about this project, he helped shepherd us through to the eventual gift of $1 million from the Truist Foundation. Not only did that gift help with this renovation, but the gift lives on. It actually will also help us here with offsetting student fees as well as programming. Such a significant investment in this area, in the college, in our community. We simply can't thank our team and partners and friends at the Truist Foundation enough. So that was a lot of thanks, and I'm very, very happy to be here today to be part of this ribbon cutting. So I would now ask our folks who will be helping us with the ribbon cutting to join me here at the front. And in particular, of course, we want Alan up here, and I guess I should call it ribbon slicing. So if we would please, let's gather at the front.
So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the Truist Culinary Hospitality Innovation Center, which is our new taste of Greenville, non-credit classes for the community and workforce development.
Thank you, Alan. I do want to just say that we have a few words from our Truist partners, and that would be from Lynette Bell, who is president of the Truist Foundation.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lynette Bell, president of the Truist Foundation. On behalf of our CEO, Kelly King, I would like to say congratulations and celebrate this great occasion today with the unveiling of the Truist Culinary and Hospitality Innovation Center. It is truly phenomenal that you all had a vision and brought that vision to life, and we got to partner and participate with you. So first, let me thank Dr. Miller, Chef Allen, and Ann for your vision and leadership and tenacity to get this done. This Culinary Innovation Center is going to be critical for many lives to develop, grow, and thrive. I'd also like to thank Michael Brennan, who is part of my Truist teammates, Matt Giddens, for your continued commitment and engagement in our communities to bring critical partnerships just like this one to the foundation so that we could participate, support, and build our communities across the Truist footprint. It is clearly an undertaking that is noteworthy, that you're going to have an impact on individuals, giving them the clear critical skills to work in this particular industry and to change the economic mobility of their families for generations to come. I know that Greenville Technical College and the Greenville Technical Foundation were critical partners who also were engaged from the very beginning to bring this concept to the Greenville, South Carolina market. And you're going to be innovators for years to come on helping individuals get the education they need for continued success. As I stated, because of COVID, I can't be there with you this morning, but I am dying to see this facility. And when I do, Chef Allen, I'm going to hold you to it. I'm going to need you to give me some tips and probably some recipes. So again, have a great celebration today. And thank you for allowing us to be partners with you in support of this innovation center that's going to make a difference in this community and across the state of South Carolina. Enjoy your celebration. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. As Alan mentioned, this facility has many possibilities. We hope you will come visit us. We are at 556 Perry Avenue. We are at chigreenville.com, or you can call us at 250-8835. Listen, there's something here for everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and thanks to our many friends and partners. We hope you'll see us soon.